Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one comes from Corky Trainer 4484. Am I the beehole for not wanting to share a personal sized pizza with 3 other people? This is my first time posting anything, and I'm on mobile, so unsure if I'm doing it right. I, a 35-year-old female, am gluten-free, and have been for over half my life. My husband, 35 male, is not. We had 2 friends stopping by for dinner who are also not gluten-free. My husband suggested that we get pizza, and mentioned to me that one of the friends only eats chicken, as far as meat goes, so I should factor that into my order. I said, well, that doesn't really affect me, since I wasn't planning on sharing. But noted, I'll see what options they have for her. Husband freaks out at me, because apparently I'm being ungrateful. He asked why I didn't want to share, and I said the gluten-free pizzas are basically personal pizzas, and I rarely eat the whole thing when we order it. Am I supposed to offer half of mine to other people when I can't eat what they're eating? He wouldn't hear me out at all, and said if I didn't want to share, I could pay for my own pizza, myself. I don't really care about paying for it, myself, but the idea that I'm supposed to give away some of my dinner when I can't eat what other people are eating is stupid to me. It's not like we're ordering every pizza gluten-free, it just doesn't make sense. They eat my food, I can't eat their food. I can understand the principle of offering, but one GF pizza from this place is only enough for one person. If we're getting multiple gluten-free pizzas, I'd absolutely share. But they got 2 large ones for the 3 of them, so they're good. What's the problem with him? He considered to go on about how ungrateful I was being, and said some other stupid stuff before I told him to F off and went upstairs. I ended up just going upstairs and not eating or seeing them at all. I came downstairs later and he ordered me a gluten-free pizza and said from across the room, "Are you ready for your gluten-free pizza?" You need to have a better attitude about things that aren't yours in the future. I didn't reply or eat the pizza. I was already heating something else up and hadn't noticed the pizza, but I'll eat it later because I'm pregnant and oh my god, you're what a jerk, and starving all the time. For the record, this has happened before several years ago, where we ordered pizza and only one gluten-free for me, and it arrived and everyone else thought mine looked super good. I didn't order regular pepperoni tomato sauce, so 4 other people, husband including, took over half of my pizza before I even got a bite. Oh man, it pissed me off because I didn't have enough food, and they still had plenty plus pieces of theirs. So perhaps this is a sore subject for me. Again, I'm also pregnant, though this would still bother me if I wasn't. Am I the beehole? And am I being ungrateful? No, you are not the beehole. You're gluten-free, so you get the gluten-free pizza. That makes sense to me. And it's not like they're not getting anything. They're getting, what, 2 whole giant pizzas? Why is this a thing? Why is he doing this to you? I wouldn't do that. If a person I'm with is like, hey, I can only eat this or I only want to eat this, I'm going to get that for him. And then I'm going to eat my own thing, which is, probably the normal pizza. I don't care about gluten stuff. Plus, the whole gluten thing aside, you're pregnant. You're eating for 2 people, man. You gotta, you know what I mean? You're hungry. You're craving stuff. You gotta eat dude, for you and the baby. Why is he not? I'm sorry if I had someone, my wife having a baby, I'd be like, get in whatever you want. You are making an entire little life right now. What is his deal? Does he just like being a jerk to you over pizza? And you're being ungrateful? You're not being ungrateful. It's not like they didn't have any pizza and then you're hogging all the pizza and telling them to piss off. You know what I mean? Everybody's eating. I don't know what to tell you, Opie. That's freaking weird. But not the beehole. Our next one comes from Wide Dragonfly 4555. Am I the beehole because I won't put my parents on my approved visitors list with security and screening after all of their attempted visits? I love my parents and my little brother. I'm not going low, no contract with them. They just have a problem understanding boundaries and that I have my own life now. After college, I moved out from my parents' home and into an apartment. It was great. I gave my dad a key for emergencies. Yeah, that's smart. I do that. My parents use it for non-emergency situations. Oh, there's a problem. Okay. Once they dropped off my brother without asking because they had their family in town and needed the space. Oh. I told them repeatedly that this was not acceptable behavior, and I took my key back. They had made copies and it happened again. Oh man. I had the locks changed. That caused the problem. But it was a problem, not my problem. I have been saving up and decided to pull the trigger on my first home. Oh, congratulations. Purchase. I make a great living, so I found a gated community that I like and has a security officer in the front gate 24/7. I'm dating, but my boyfriend doesn't live with me. I like the safety of my neighborhood. Makes sense. I did not give my parents a key. I also didn't put them on the approved visitors list. My boyfriend has a key and is on the list. Security doesn't need to call me if he needs to see if he can come in. So they cannot just pop by. They can't just drop off some groceries for me. My mom can't come do some cleaning. My dad can't come do some maintenance. Well, they can do all these things. They just need permission first, and they hate it. They keep asking me for a key and to be put on the list. I just reminded them that they were proven to be untrustworthy in the past. This sets them off. They start saying that they aren't thieves and yada yada yada. I'm not going to change my mind, but they are adamant that I'm treating them poorly. Am I the beehole? No, you're not the beehole. In the starting, which you did make sense, I would, make sense to me, give family members keys just in case something happens for emergencies, you're not responding, you know what I mean? You gotta get into the house quick and, see if they're okay. I've had that situation happen before. Luckily the family member was just on a conference call, so they couldn't come to the front door, but I'm not gonna lie, that was scaring me to death, so I get wanting to have it for emergencies. But they, abused it. They used it as a babysitting center, basically. They opened it and just said, "Hey, to your brother, there you go, sit in there, make it." Ooh, that pissed me off. It's like, even if it's family, you don't just come wandering into my abode. You know what I mean? If you're, if I tell you to come over, or you tell me you're coming over, you know what I mean? Give me a heads up. I gotta know what's going on. But they have proven to you that they are untrustworthy with this type of thing, so I don't blame you for putting them, not putting them on the list and not giving them a key and all that, because they're going to abuse it again. Why do you think they're getting so mad? They want to do it again. So P, no, you are not the beehole, which you did make sense to me. And for emergency situations, it sounds like you have that covered with your boyfriend. So I don't think you really have anything to worry about. They just need to get over it. And our final one comes from Rigby PP. Am I the beehole for asking for space at the pharmacy counter? I was just at a pharmacy inside a major retailer. While I was being helped by the pharmacist, picking up prescriptions, giving my info, etc., a guy came up to the same window as me and started placing his products for purchase on the counter right next to mine. He then just stood there, waiting at the counter, practically side by side with me. Oh, this is weird. It felt very intrusive, so I turned to him and said, "Hey man, do you mind standing back a bit while I'm at the counter here?" He looked at me incredulously and said, "Are you serious?" I replied, "Yeah, you should give people a little space at the pharmacy." He turned to a lady behind him and went, "I can't tell if he's joking or not." Then back at me with another, "Are you serious?" I rolled my eyes at him, finished my transaction in a minute or two. Then we just exchanged dirty looks as I left. I've always given the customer at the pharmacy counter a couple feet of space when I'm waiting in line. Yeah, me too. And I've seen others do this for years. Yeah, me too. I've seen that growing up, even when I was shoving my hand in the blood pressure machine. And, luckily didn't lose my hand because I was a stupid kid. But you know what I mean? I've seen that my whole life. I agree with you. It felt like an accepted part of the process for privacy reasons. Yeah. But now I don't know if I was in the wrong, overreacted, or just effed up in general. Am I the beehole? No, man, you're not the beehole. That's how it's always been. Even when I'm at the pharmacy, at the store, at the hospital, people give people a lot of space because that's really sensitive information that you're dealing with up there. I don't know what went on in that guy's head because I never would approach, the window of not even a pharmacist. If someone's ordering food, I'm not gonna walk up right next to them at a restaurant and stand right next to them and be like, "Hey, what's up? We ordering?" I'm not gonna do that. Just not proper etiquette. That guy was just being a jerk because I feel that everyone knows that when you're dealing with medical stuff, you back up and give people space. I even do that when I'm at checkout. Even though the little card machines have little guards to protect your fingers from people from looking at your card number, I still give people space when they're dealing with their money, putting in card numbers. It's just the way it is. That guy was just being a jerk. OP, not the be-all. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me, and can you please do what I said in the beginning, and like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out, it helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.